Sky is blue, grass is green. Great day to be alive and a great day for high school football, and that is what we have for you here on ETV. Thanks for returning with us, folks, here on ETV Sports. Earlier we had the St. Michael-Albertville girls and the Eagan High School girls battle to a 3-1 victory for the Wildcat girls. And right now we have a treat for you. We have the St. Michael-Albertville Knights on the boys' side, boys high school soccer, taking on your defending state champions. That's right, your defending state Class 3A champions, the Eagan Wildcats. It is a fun thing to be able to say for us here at ETV. It's exciting. Now, of course, there are changes, graduations, and injuries and things of that nature that have affected this Wildcat team, and we'll talk a little bit about that some in the lead up to this game and as we move through the first half. There you see senior captain Zach Rojas. He's the starting goalie for the Wildcats and backstopped them to a state championship last season. Wildcats in their all blues, their home uniforms with the blue socks, blue shorts, blue tops with the white numbers. And there you see Eli Schmoyer, the STMA starting goalie. Eli, the sophomore goalie, also has some kin on the team. We'll talk a little bit about that starting lineup here momentarily. In fact, why not now? Eli Schmoyer in goal with Timlin, Semankan, Schmoyer, Davis, Schmoyer, Lakin, Purcell, Doyu, Camacho, and Ranweiler. The starting 11 for the STMA Knights as they come in tight. And good shot that time. Good save that time. That was Schmoyer, number 9 for the Knights, breaking free and getting that in on Rojas for the first shot on goal of the game. Tesdall, number 24, John Tesdall, one of the few returning defenders for the Wildcats. He wears the captain's armband, as does the aforementioned Zach Rojas. Rojas's kick comes towards Colin Bray. Gets sent back in towards Tesdall. Tesdall, they will rely on John Tesdall to really be a leader back there on the back line, given so many new faces in the center defensive midfield as well as the back line. Ball gets fed up towards Ben Galberry. So the starting lineup for your Eagan Wildcats: Rojas, Galberry, Axelrod, Bray, Johnson, Oliot, Kotora, Juntilla, and Tesdall. Graham Johnson there battling in the midfield. This gets switched all the way to Doyu on the near side. And taking on Hannon Axelrod. Axelrod chips that out, but it doesn't find its way out. And that cross comes in towards Rojas. So good early pressure here by the STMA Knights.
Saved by Zach Rojas.
Rojas puts his foot to that one, gets a lot more on it. This comes up and over, looking for Kotora. Oliot battling there. Oliot outside. Here's an opportunity on the outside. Here's Juntilla. Juntilla comes across. Back looking for Johnson. Johnson gets it on his right foot, goes to goal, and Schmoyer with a good save. So well worked that time by the Wildcats. And already both teams with a shot and a shot on goal. As center referee David Bland keeps control of the match. Bray. Chipped forward that time by Juntilla. Looks for Oliot. Good step by Bray. Some frustration there from Titus Schmoyer, number 9 for the Knights. He was pressing Tesdall, but Tesdall was able to break the press, and Schmoyer wondering where his teammate was. There's a 1-2 opportunity. Onside opportunity as that ball gets slid in, and it finds the back of the net. It was a cross. It looked like a cross, any event, by Juntilla. but then it reflected or deflected off of some player and found its way into the back of the net. So Owen Juntilla here in the 4th minute opens the scoring for the Wildcats. Not sure who the assist is going to get on that one. We're going to find out, but a quick start. The girls had a quick start with a goal in the 5th minute. Now the boys have made that a little bit better as Owen Juntilla has opened his 25 account with a goal here in the 4th minute against STMA. So a little bit of bad luck there for Schmoyer in goal. That ball comes in towards Rojas, so another shot on goal for the boys from STMA, which actually doubles the number of shots on goal that the girls had in the first game.
For the Eagan Wildcats,
somewhat surprisingly.
Goal scored by number 17, Owen Juntilla. It is unassisted in the 4th minute.
So unassisted for Juntilla in the 4th minute. And the Wildcats pick up some scoring early from one of the players that, given the graduations and injuries that the Wildcats have suffered this season, they will be expecting Owen Juntilla to step up and create offense for them. Of course, the last game that these Wildcats had,
foul on the Wildcats, free kick for the Knights.
A foul against the Wildcats. Wasn't sure if that was a throw or a foul. In any event, the Wildcats were in action on Thursday night against East Ridge. Battled 80 minutes, and neither team could find the back of the net for a 0-0 draw. Certainly not what you would expect from a team that has eyes on another state tournament run. This ball falls for Juntilla. Juntilla breaking, has an opportunity, feeds this ball across. He was trying to get it to Oliot. You could see him, he picked out Oliot, but he just could not strike the ball the way he wanted it to. He's trying to curve that ball into Oliot's path. Tesdal battling with Doyu on the back line. This falls for Schmoyer. Schmoyer wants to unleash the left foot, thinks better of it. Good tackle there by the Wildcats. That's Galberry. Graham Johnson dispossessed briefly, but gets it back. And an Axelrod sends that down toward Coutura. Eddie Coutura, one of the other players being expected to create some offense here for the Wildcats this season. Interesting to see Axelrod moving from an outside mid position to playing outside back. Remains to be seen where the Wildcats will get their midfield presence from, and that ball gets slid through. He's onside, and a heads-up play that time by Tesdal, as Purcell had an opportunity to steer that in on Rojas, and it goes behind for a corner. So conceding the corner is Tesdal, but breaking up the scoring opportunity.
Michael-Albertville, first of the game for the Knights.
Camacho will stand over this, trying to swing it in and curve it with his right foot. And it floats down. Tesdal with a firm header away.
10, Anthony Davis.
And that ball gets crossed in towards Rojas, but harmless. The Wildcats experiencing graduation of 2 CDMs, center defensive midfielders, Blake Prouty and Miklo Jones, who did such a great job of patrolling the middle of the park, sitting in front of the experienced defenders and doing a nice job of breaking things up, making those defenders even better. And of course, they're not here any longer as this ball finds its way through. Here's an opportunity for Coutura. And Coutura dispossessed as he had beaten a couple of defenders. Good step there by Axelrod, number 15. So there's a foul here against the Knights. So Mason Axelrod is not wearing number 6 tonight. He's wearing number 15. So that is, so when I say Axelrod, number 7 is Hannon Axelrod. Number 15 is Mason Axelrod. So free kick for Juntilla. Center referee David Bland saying back that ball up a few yards, young man. Now Gentilla will be over it. Everyone else, a destruction of Wildcats near the edge of the penalty area. This ball comes in towards Tesdall. Tesdall took a push in the back. Referee having none of it. This ball is still down in the corner. Let's see if somebody in white's able to get to it. They do. They sent it out into touch. There was contact, but again, you can't be looking for a penalty every time there's contact, and might have been a push, but referee not having any of it. Ball gets pitched in this time by Oliot, and it slides out. So the Wildcats had a 0-0 draw against East Ridge last time out. The St. Michael-Albertville Knights, as you look at Eli Schmoyer, the Knights goalie. Last time out, they had a 0-0 draw against Bemidji. So neither team so far, well, with the exception, both teams came into this game scoreless. The Wildcats have broken that duck early, but we'll see if the Knights are able to answer as Bray gets control of this one, sends it back for Galbraith. So we've had a few number changes from last year's team. We also have a few position changes. Johnson. Tesdall. Nice job by Bray sending that out to the outside. This finds Katora. Katora just unable to control that, but he gets another opportunity. Here's Katora. He's going to slide this through, and Oliot is offside. And that's a good run. Nice job by the defense controlling that, but he was clearly offside. No question about that. We talked about some of the players from last year that were so big. Zayon Oliot, of course, with the hat trick in the high school championship game. So number 10 for the Wildcats will be expected to continue that scoring streak. And unfortunately for the Wildcats, Eric Knoll not able to play this season. So their leading scorer, I believe, if my statistics correct, leading scorer from last season, unable to play this season due to injury. And as a result, there'll be even more responsibility for scoring pushed onto the shoulders of the Oliots, the Juntillas, the Katoras, Johnsons of the world. You can't replace a player like Eric Knoll, but their responsibility is to keep playing. There's Katora battling in the middle. Good physical play. Good job that time by the Knights as they come out with it. This ball comes in towards Rojas. Rojas hammers that ball up high in the air. That was Camacho doing a nice job of breaking the press and bringing it forward. Opportunity here for Noah Schmoyer. Sends it in towards the middle of the park where it's parried away that time by Johnson. Juntilla finds Katora. Katora flashing the speed to the outside, has an opportunity. He's got Oliot lurking in the middle, looks for Oliot, and it's parried away that time. Smartly done that time by the defense. As Katora had good control of that ball, was looking there for you. You see Zayon Oliot right there, number 10 for the Wildcats. Captain this year. Axelrod with it at his feet. Feeds it out for Oliot. Tesdall switches the field. Nicely done. Wildcats using some space, but it's taken away that time smartly by the Knights. Gentilic back for it. Axelrod hammers that up towards Katora. Katora with it. Katura slides that through. Here's a great run on the outside. It's Juntilla. He's got an opportunity. Going to put a foot to it, and it slides wide. Oh, Owen Juntilla wishes he had that one back. Did a great job to control that ball. Just couldn't quite place it where he wanted. Schmoyer quickly off his line to take away the angle, but if that's the kind of opportunity that Owen Juntilla is going to have in this game, he's sure to score. And now, interestingly, Juntilla and Oliot switching sides.
It's a fun party, and you always want to go and all that, but it's a pretty big commitment. And it also doesn't change a ton either.
Schmoyer being told by center referee David Bland to back up a little bit, but now we're going to have a substitution as Seyman Khan is going to be withdrawn and Oinkpan is going to take his place. Battle there between Bray and Doyo. Axelrod battling now. Johnson.
Michael-Albertville into the game.
Bray for Tesdal.
Going off was number 6.
Tesdal sends that forward. Nice ball looking for Juntilla. Juntilla has it.
Last few times I went, I also lived next to the state fair, so
Good body away that time by Schmoyer. Opportunity now for Johnson on the run. Johnson has it on his foot. Spins it to the middle. Juntilla, key block that time by Lakin. And that ball slides wide. And the chance goes begging.
Okay, St. Michael-Albertville.
So the Wildcats creating offensive pressure. And Lakin with a massive stop of a Juntilla shot. Schmoyer was well out of position. Hadn't been able to get back into position. And if Lakin doesn't get that block, it might very well be 2-0. Oliot giving chase. Johnson has it again, feeds Juntilla. Juntilla has it on his left foot. Now switches to the right foot. Good defense that time by the Knights. Doyo near side.
Get in there, come on.
Axelrod hammers that down towards Juntilla. It stays in. And that ball's going to go into touch. I think we're going to have a goal kick, and we checking a goal kick. They're lining up for a corner. Forgive me. I thought that was going to be a goal kick. I couldn't quite tell. There was not a strong signal from the players, but a first corner kick for the Wildcats. Juntilla is going to take this one. Oliot lurking. Juntilla goes to the back post. Tesdal knocks it down, but Schmoyer claims it. Tesdal was flying through the air as if he was suspended by a trapeze or something on some sort of wire. Got it on frame, but Schmoyer did a nice job of taking away the opportunity. Schmoyer has that go off of his shoulder, and Rojas quickly off of his line to claim that one. So the Wildcats have broken their duck. They've got a goal on the board. 4th minute strike from Owen Juntilla. The game's settled down a little bit as we haven't had a whole lot of scoring opportunities since. A few good passing combinations. You would expect the Wildcats to put goals on the board this season. Question becomes, oh, it's a great move there by St. Michael-Albertville. STMA fans looking for a penalty there. It looked like a pretty solid challenge. And some frustration. And lots of frustration here for the guys in white, but the STMA bench not overly exercised by the lack of a foul call. Center referee has stopped the clock. I think he's going to have a conversation with at least one player. And you can see that conversation is rather one-sided. It's a decision, not a discussion. Referee just giving him a friendly warning, making sure that he sticks to playing the game. He's not always going to get every call. Lakin frustrated by that one, but he's back at it. So a free kick for the Wildcats coming from about the center stripe. Tesdal will put his foot to it. It's going to be in on Schmoyer, and Schmoyer claims that confidently.
By John Tesdal on goal and the save for Eli Schmoyer.
Send it back. Send it back.
Tesdal punches that up in the air, looks for Johnson. And that falls for Katora. Kevin Katora, number 13 on the outside, who had checked in while I had my head down doing something. So center referee looking for an advantage there, trying to see if there's an advantage.
Called on the Knights. Free kick upcoming for the Wildcats.
Another foul on the Knights. Free kick for the Wildcats. Just a reminder that the Wildcat boys will be back in action on the 26th against Bloomington Jefferson. That'll be broadcast here on ETV starting at 5 o'clock for game time. And the Knights will be back in action against Maple Grove on the 26th at 7 p.m. at Maple Grove. This ball comes short, finds Katora. Katora with it. Chips it forward, looks for Johnson on the run. Johnson, oh, he wanted to stick his foot out, tried to flick that over the goalie, but he realized the discretion was probably the better part of valor. If he had sent his foot out there, he might have caught the goalie and maybe picked up a yellow card. This left short. Axelrod has to bail out his teammate, and now Doyu creates a turnover. STMA going the other way. That's Davis. And that's going to be couldn't tell if that was going to be a foul or not. Couldn't tell if he was playing advantage, but clearly not a foul or an advantage because guys in blue took that ball away. Doyu just about picks Bray's pocket. This falls for Katora. Katora leaves Juntilla a little flat-footed. And Schmoyer will have a throw-in from the near side with their substitutions. And Schmoyer a little bit disappointed that he wasn't able to take it. His team wasn't able to take advantage of that wonderful throw-in.
Into the game for the Knights. Memphis Timlin, number 3. William Hoxwell, number 15. Also in is Ivandro Dos Santos, number 19.
So Timlin and Pierce checking in. A couple of Schmoyers checking out. Battle on the far side. The ball finds its way to Tesdal. Tesdal skips the midfield, goes to Katora. Katora's attempted ball is blocked. Bray stops, turns, spins, finds Katora. Katora feeds that ball through. Oliot's going to get on the end of it. He's not going to have much opportunity, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Knights. Oliot with a good effort, but it just couldn't get turned on frame. So Schifferau, Smith, and Seehafer are checking in now for the Wildcats. So changing the front line for the Wildcats. So the Juntilla, Katora, and Oliot group are checking out.
And Jackson Seehafer, number 11.
So first home action for some of these players, being new players to the varsity team. Opportunity to play here under the lights, under the soon-to-be developing lights. It's relatively bright out, but with the cloudy day, it's definitely gotten a lot darker. And negative pass, just a little too hot for Rojas. He was able to get it to Tesdal, calms things down. Tesdal punches that forward. Smith gives chase, but it's sent away. Tesdal again, and this time it finds touch. So Smith on the near side, Schiffer on the middle, Seehafer on the other side. Check it. Oliot is still on the field. So Johnson had checked out. Here's a great run down by the Knights, and a goal kick upcoming for the Wildcats.
Off the Knights, goal kick Wildcats.
I want to say thanks to our award-winning ETV crew. Tim Shinyan is our director today, with Seth Tesdahl and Jared Greenberg on cameras. Thanks for being our award-winning ETV crew and helping us look and sound good here on ETV Sports and being a community asset. Ball finds its way over looking for Schifferall, but he's dispossessed there. Axelrod gets it, sends that forward. Oliot's going to give chase on the outside. He's going to get to it. Little extra there. Gets it, sends it in towards Smith. Smith shoots Schifferall. Check it, that's Schifferall. That ball is blocked. Somebody in blue's got to get to the end of that, and they do. Now he gets sent back towards Bray. Doyu watching Bray. Now Axelrod. And he's dispossessed that time quickly by, I believe that's Davis. Axelrod chips that forward, and it's partially deflected. Careful on the challenges there, guys. Seehafer definitely selling out on that one. Doyu with it at his feet, has it on his right foot. And gives that up to Davis. Tesdahl's clearance goes into touch, and we have a plethora of ball chasers here in this game. So as a result, the balls are quickly getting put back into play.
One substitution for St. Michael-Albertville. Back into the game, Jeremiah Purcell, number 14.
Purcell's going to take
and going off is number 10, Anthony Davis.
Davis's spot. Here's Smith. Chips that forward towards Seehafer. Seehafer for Axelrod. Axelrod finally switches field. Schifferall giving chase there, but that's going to find Schmoyer. He'll punch that back out. Oliot intercepts, but is unable to control. Seehafer's game for it, but it gets over his head. And now St. Michael-Albertville going the other way. Wildcat back line so far. A couple of nervy moments, but have done a good job of controlling the very physical, very talented STMA players. And a foul here on Axelrod will give STMA an opportunity here with just under 14 minutes to go here in the first half to put this one on frame.
Ball called on the Wildcats. Free kick for the Knights.
Standing over it is Schmoyer.
And the kick for STMA is Noah Schmoyer, number 11.
Schmoyer sends this in towards Rojas, and Rojas claims at the far post. Comfortable there. Surely Schmoyer was expecting a little more activity in front of Rojas.
Goal the save for Zach Rojas.
Ball gets punched over the top looking for Oliot. It's going to go into touch. Oliot puts it back into play quickly, but there are substitutions waiting to come back in. And this is Andrew Simonson.
Substitution for the Wildcats. Into the game is number 25, Andrew Simonson.
So Simonson checks in
Number 15, Mason Axelrod.
for Mason Axelrod. So Simonson will occupy the middle of the pitch. Tesdall to the outside, feeds forward and looks for Oliot. Doesn't quite come off though, and it goes into touch. So what started with an early goal for the Wildcats has turned into something of a bit of a choppy match between these two sides. Cats have had a couple of other opportunities, but have not been able to punch them through. Frankly, the Knights haven't had a lot of good scoring opportunities either. Good defense there in the corner by the Wildcats, but the Knights come away with it. Let's see what they're able to come up with here. Seehafer with a little trickeration there, but it doesn't come off, but Bray gets it on his foot, feeds it forward. Oliot on the edge of the penalty area, now into the penalty area, slides it across with the right foot. Opportunity, someone gets cleaned out. Referee not having any of it. Simonson, oh, he's going to get fouled. That's a foul. Simonson quickly stepping up into that, and I think we might have a yellow card caution here. Yeah, I think we're going to have a yellow card caution.
So the referee stops the clock.
Simonson was coming in on that ball and got cleaned out from behind. Let's see who he gives it to. So that's Doyu is going to get a yellow card here in the 30th minute.
17, Malik Doyu. Time with the yellow card is 29:04.
And it sets up a wonderful free kick opportunity here for the Wildcats. Knights will be tested on this one. Center referee backs up the wall.
Free kick for the Wildcats.
Oliot will stand over it.
On the kick, number 10, Zayan Oliat.
Center of the field. Oliat goes to goal. It hits something and it still went in. Zayan Oliat with a strike from about 20 yards out. And in the 31st minute, the Wildcats take a 2-0 lead. So we'd have to go back and look at the replay afterwards on that one. It looked like Oliat struck the ball, that it hit something. I don't know if it hit the wall or another player, but it almost had to hit. If it hit anything, it was going to be a St. Michael-Albertville player, but then somehow still found its way into the back of the net. So a 2-0 lead for the Wildcats. Knights now chasing the game a little bit.
Scoring for the Wildcats.
Need to create some offensive opportunities. Felix Smith, a good defense there on the near sideline. Ball gets flicked back and over and goes into touch. So Axelrod will have a throw. And we have some subs.
Anthony Davis, number 10. For the Wildcats, into the game, Kadir Hussein, number 14, and Hiron Leon, number 12.
So Leon and Hussein are checking in for the Wildcats. And Bierman and Seyman Khan checking back in for the Knights.
And two substitutions for the Knights. Into the game, Ben Bierman, number 21. Back into the game, number 6, Aiden Seyman Khan.
Axelrod's throw looking for Schifraw over the top. Does a nice job of getting to that. Tesdall with a step. Sends that well into touch. Look out, Mom and Dad. Timlin there, waiting for a substitute to get onto the field.
Substitution
And
for St. Michael-Albertville. Back in is Titus
Dos
Schmoyer,
Santos
number
is going
9.
to
Going
come off the near side here.
Dos Santos.
Schmoyer is going to check back in. Bray with a nice step there. Broke up that offensive momentum. Hey, good defense far side. Tesdall with it. Tesdall by a couple of players. Tesdall, the center back, attacking, sliding to the middle. Tesdall going for distance. And John Tesdall a bit aspirational in that attempt. But nonetheless, thrilling to watch. There you have a look at, well, you had a look at Jackson Seehafer, number 11 for the Wildcats. One of the new players for Coach Josue Butuli. Ball gets down the side. See if Hussein can run this one down. It's Kadir Hussein does get it down, gets it to a teammate, an opportunity, and it finds its way over as Schmoyer unable to get his hands to that. There's a little frustration for Schmoyer as defensively his defenders had a chance to stop that, break it up, but were unable to do so. And it just trickled across. Let's see who they're going to give the goal to. I think it's Schifferow, but it also might be Leon. We'll have to see, but in any event, in the 33rd minute, the Wildcats have now extended their lead to 3-0. And it is Schifferow from Hussein. So Schifferow with his first varsity goal. Seehafer plays that ball. Big ball down the sideline.
Scoring for the Eagan Wildcats, number 5, Jonas Schifferow. The assist to number 14, Kadir Hussein. Time of the goal. It's in the 33rd minute. The time of the goal, 32 minutes, 17 seconds.
Schifferow makes a play at that one. It's punched high in the air and into touch.
Repeating the Wildcats goal scored by Jonas Schifferow. The assist to Kadir Hussein.
And Lincoln Axelrod, as if we... I'm not going to confuse you enough by calling out Axelrod. There's Lincoln Axelrod, number 4, checking into the midfield. Getting his first action as Simonson also battling there in the midfield. So now the real youth of the Eagan soccer team is on the field. These are a lot of young players in terms of experience at the varsity level. And Coach Jose Butuli has his work cut out for him in terms of finding good spots for these players to be successful in. Simonson switches the field over for Axelrod. That's Hannon Axelrod. Hannon Axelrod feeds that up towards Seehafer. Seehafer feeds that across for Simonson. Nice of Simonson to remember the ball. There he is. Now he goes back to one of his teammates. And that's Lincoln Axelrod. Number 4. Tesdall. Tesdall was going to go to Axelrod, turned around and went the other way. And you see continued frustration, visible frustration from Titus Schmoyer, the center forward for the Knights. He's pressing and he's wondering where all of his teammates are. It's early in the season. Both teams have to figure out exactly how their communication is going to work. Schmoyer's clearly expecting his teammates to be behind him, and they're not. It's the third or fourth time that he's raised his arms in frustration. Oh, nice play by the Knights, shrugging off multiple defenders. Nicely done. Ball gets punched towards Shifaros. Shifaros going to try to run through it. Hussein tried to run through it. And Davis for the Knights with a great run earlier. And will foul against the Wildcats. Third foul of the first half. Foul is 4-3.
Foul called on the Wildcats. It's a free kick.
Favor of the Knights.
On the kick for the Knights is number 11, Noah Schmoyer.
Schmoyer will take this one right in front of his own bench. Knights were 5-7-3 last year. Looking to improve upon that showing in this campaign. Rojas climbs a ladder. He comes down with that one. Rojas not the tallest goalie, but he had a nice up there. This ball's going to be up and over the top. Hussein's going to give chase. Hussein gets a touch to it, and now it goes into touch. As you saw in the earlier game, the Wildcat girls beat the Knights 3-1. Big win for the Wildcats. Here's Axelrod to the outside. Check it, that's Felix Smith. Too many orange cleats and blonde hairdos.
Ball out of bounds over the end line, off the Wildcats, goal kick. STMA.
And into the last couple of minutes here of the first half. STMA will be looking to try to do something to get some momentum here and going into halftime. Right now it really is all Wildcats. Davis shielding off Simonson, nicely done. Now he punches it forward. Good defense again by Simonson. Tesdal. His clearance intercepted. Timlin hit one of his own teammates and now falls for Seehafer. Seehafer with a good ball over the top. Here's a chance. Oh, he picked the wrong side. Hussein went to the outside. If he had somehow managed to pick the inside track, he might have been on the other end of that ball from Jackson Seehafer, excuse me. The Seehafer name sounds familiar. It is because the girls team has had Josie Seehafer on that team for the last 3 years. She graduated last year. Lots of soccer families here in the area of Eagan. The Brays being another one. Colin Bray out here playing. Of course, his older sister, Macy Bray, was a girls soccer player for the Wildcats. John Tesdall's sister plays for the girls soccer team, varsity soccer team as well. Excuse me, check that, the JV team. There is Seehafer feeding that forward for Hussein. Hussein dances around one defender, hits the Jets. Comes towards Smith. Smith for Hussein. Hussein, left foot into Schmoyer, and just too close to Schmoyer as he had taken away that ankle. There are at least 3 Schmoyers on the STMA roster. There are 3 Axelrods on the Eagan roster. The Axelrods are actually, some of them are cousins. They're cousins and brothers. Don't have the full story on the Schmoyers, but might be the same there. But heading into halftime, the last 30 seconds heading into halftime, STMA definitely in need of some momentum. Might have to change something here at halftime. Not getting a lot of quality scoring opportunities. And of course, as I say that, here's some last-second pressure into the last 10 seconds of the half. And the Wildcats will take that away.
4, 3,
from the Knights to the outside, and so we have halftime here in Eagan. It started early for the Wildcats in the 4th minute from Owen Gentilla, and then back-to-back strikes from Zeon Olyath and Jonas Schifra in the 31st and 33rd minutes, respectively, have given the Wildcats a 3-0 lead over the STMA Knights. We'll be back with the second half. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second half in about 8 minutes here on ETV. You're watching ETV Sports.
Going from a 12 to 1,500 square foot Rambler house to 10,000 square feet here in the new art house. I am excited to just see people in this space.
We have a really wide variety of programs and classes here. We're very excited to be able to offer much more than we could before, which we're able to do now that the space is much larger and able to host more people.
I'm most excited to have a space for everybody in the community, whether a budding artist or an artist who has taken classes before and learning to hone their skills. This really just is a spot where we want the community to come, feel welcomed, and enjoy an art experience while they're here.
It only serves to make the community stronger to have these creative spaces, especially very dedicated ones like this. And I'm very excited to see more of the community come in and engage with this space and each other here.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How was it? Is it good?
We were inspired to build a new indoor playground because the old one was getting over 20 years old and we just needed a new place for the community and families to be able to bring their kiddos. The new space is actually a multi-level space. It's taller than the last one was, and it's very big, has open areas inside the playground itself. So if a parent needed to go up there, it's suitable for that. And it's soft and cozy and bright inside. We do offer a special right now for the month of August and September. We're doing $5 Fridays, and that includes use of our gymnasium as well. Spaces such as the Blast Indoor Playground really do serve our community. It's a great meeting spot to be able to have an indoor safe place to get together and play.
Been a treat to see the interest in girls flag. It's the first year, you know, it's exciting that we had so much ask from the girls to, hey, can I come play? Absolutely. We have about 45 girls on our roster right now.
I found out about the league from my coach, Carl. He was our weightlifting coach, so he kind of inspired me as well to come out and play.
In the league, we have over 51 teams. They started last year with the pilot program with 4, now it's 51, so it kind of boomed over a year.
They actually made the schedule around other sports. I know a lot of people, they do softball or track, so getting to play sport with them means a lot to me.
Scheduling was a struggle. We're a club sport technically, so we practice at 7 o'clock at night so girls can go compete in their other sports.
A lot of the successes as a team is just higher game IQ. So some girls came in not knowing anything about football, and now they have plays memorized.
Going into today's game, I felt nervous because I knew some of my friends and my family members were coming. Then I just got on the field and tried to do my best.
The NFL's involvement with the league has been so great. Minnesota Vikings, it wouldn't have ever gotten started without them. They run all the behind the scene things.
I just want to thank my teammates for having a fun day. I know it wasn't super successful, but we're working hard.
I'm proud of how far we came from last game to this game at home. Even though we lost, I think overall as a team we played better.
Being a part of something brand new is tough, but I think the girls are getting a lot of teamwork and a lot of different skills that they can utilize in their other sports too.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I'm Mike McGuire. I'm an Eagan homeowner, and I also happen to be the mayor. We are installing a new roof today, and we decided to go with solar shingles to generate some solar energy for the house and offset some of our electricity costs.
Solar shingles are a photovoltaic technology that generate electricity. They function much like any rooftop solar panel that you may be familiar with. So they're super cool in that they generate electricity and they protect a home from the weather. So it's an awesome new technology that's available that offers a little bit more of an aesthetic appeal to homeowners that might not want a bulky solar panel on their roof.
So this is the Timberline solar shingle. This is the part of the shingle that gets nailed onto your roof. Just like a normal shingle would be attached, there's a nailing strip here and there's a sealant strip on the bottom of it. And then this part of the shingle produces electricity from solar. The nice thing with this is it decreases the amount of labors that you have to have on your property when you're looking at getting a roof and solar at the same time. The roofing crew does the shingles and the roofing crew does the install of the solar shingles.
My understanding from our contractor is when they went into the city to get the permits, it was the first solar shingle installation that Eagan has seen. So we put the inspections department through their paces and got all the permits done. So we're here at the exciting conclusion installing our new solar shingled roof today.
Having solar shingles in Eagan is super exciting. This marks a really awesome milestone in our local climate work in the city, and it shows that our community and homeowners here are excited about renewable energy technology.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
And welcome back for the second half here between the STMA Knights and the Eagan Wildcats. It's non-conference boys high school soccer action at the 3A level. And the first half ended with a 3-0 score to the good for the Wildcats. STMA looking to rally coming out of halftime. Juntilla, the scorer of the first goal. The ball down there in the corner. Sends that out looking for his teammate, Kevin Katora. Back for Juntilla. And Juntilla had strayed into an offside position. So second offside infraction against the Wildcats here in the game. Ball kept in that time. Nicely done. Katora unable to get to the end of that on the end of that one. And Wildcats are going to get that throw right in front of the STMA bench. And returning the favor to the Knights are the Wildcats, and now they'll set up on defense. Again, 3 goals in the first half. Owen Juntilla unassisted in the 4th minute. Zayon Oliot in the 31st minute. And then Jonas Schifra from Hussein in the 33rd minute for a 3-0 cushion against the STMA Knights. This ball comes up and over the top. Opportunity for Katora. Katora, good battle there. Had to step over a defender to get to that ball. Ball still not out of play, but now it is. Katora looked back at the center referee as if he was looking for a foul, but there wasn't a foul there. Katora made a great effort. He had the defender beat, but the defender then rallied. I think that was Andrew Lakin, number 13 for the Knights, and he did a great job of, he was beaten, but somehow managed to get a foot on the ball. This ball comes in towards Johnson, but it gets sent out. So Johnson, despite playing in a midfield position, playing very high on the pitch. Oliot lets that run, and now it gets sent out. Wildcats, as I said, the defending Class 3A state champions. Certainly from a scoring standpoint, looking that way here so far in the first half. Knights will look to get some momentum here early in this half. Scoring opportunities, maybe a goal, getting on the board. We saw what a goal meant too, and here's an opportunity, as we were talking about, Schmoyer with an opportunity. He made the most out of a bit of a hash from one of the Wildcat defenders. Bray pitches that forward, looking for Juntilla. It's taken away that time by Schmoyer. Schmoyer goes negative and goes all the way back. Katora giving chase. Schmoyer was out of his net. Wonder if the Wildcats might have missed an opportunity there. But with a 3-goal lead, maybe it's not worth being risky. This ball comes in towards Katora. It's touched by Katora and goes over for a goal kick.
Goal kick for the Knights.
Ball's played short, swings it over to the far side. Now it's lifted out towards Axelrod, who gets ahead to it. Flick on that time by Axelrod, Mason Axelrod. Should probably start using the first name so I'm not confusing the folks at home. Here's Hannon Axelrod with the throw right for the STMA bench. Slightly easier to pick out the players. Last year during the section and state tournament run, all the boys had bleach blonde hair. Almost all of the boys had bleach blonde hair, which made quick identification sometimes challenging. Tesdall gobbles that up, but got wrong-footed that time by Axelrod. Bray cleans that up, and now it's punched up the pitch. Johnson with it. That gets sent over for Juntilla. Header away that time by Schmoyer. And it goes into touch. And an opportunity for Katora, Kevin Katora. That ball looking for Eddie Katora. Goes off of a defender. Ball gets sent in for Oliot, but it's parried away that time by Timlin. And now the ball gets punched down towards Schmoyer. Good defensive header that time by Galbraith. So Galbraith and Tesdal, your center backs. Johnson undone that time by STMA. That was Davis. Ball comes in towards Schmoyer. Schmoyer's going to have an opportunity. Good parry away that time by Galbraith. And it's played off of an STMA player out for a blue throw, but that might have been one of the best opportunities that the Knights have had all game. Schmoyer, number 9, had a chance to steer that on frame. Timely defense that time. Rojas quickly off of his line. Rojas playing a lot of soccer in the summer for club. Big punt that time. That came off of a STMA head, and Schmoyer will take it on the other end. So some substitutions coming up here for the STMA Knights as Bray pushes that, and this falls for Johnson. Davis turns Johnson the other way. Now for Oliot. Now for Mason Axelrod. Now for Katora, near side. Katora with a little bit of green space in front of him. Sends it in looking for Eddie Katora. But it doesn't quite come off that time as there was good rally defense. Galbraith is going to send that back towards Tesdal. Tesdal takes a big touch. Pressured there by Schmoyer. Lays that off for Axelrod, and he hammers that into safety. Time keeps ticking away from the Knights as now their substitutions will finally be able to get onto the field.
Substitutions for St. Michael-Albertville. Returning number 15, William Hoxwell. Back in number 14, Jeremiah Purcell.
Purcell and Hoxwell. And Van Bierman checking back in. This ball's laid off for Katora. Katora pops it over for Juntilla. Juntilla's going to give chase, and he's going to be shielded away. Nicely done that time by the STMA Knights. Schmoyer comes near side. Katora cuts down the field. Opportunity. Oliot had visions of a goal dancing in his head. He almost got to that before Schmoyer did. Good pressure by the Wildcats. Almost created a easy goal. Instead, the Knights break, and now they have an opportunity. Knights pick up a foul here against the Wildcats.
Foul on the Wildcats. It's a free kick for St. Michael-Albertville.
Almost 10 minutes into this second half, and we still don't have much in the way of any real shots on goal. Oh, as I say that, Schmoyer doing a nice job of turning that in on Rojas, but offside against the Knights.
Prior to the shot, offside, Knights. Indirect free kick for the Wildcats.
Ball comes in towards Jutila. It's played away that time by Schmoyer. Schmoyer with his arms out looking to the referee. Looking for a foul. Katura has the ball on his feet. By one defender. Dances up the near line. Slides it across with his left foot. Gets it back. Lays it off for Kevin Katura. Kevin Katura goes to goal. And Schmoyer off his line to claim that one. Ball comes in towards Juntilla. Juntilla, oh, he's offside. He thought the center back was keeping him on, but he had just strayed into an offside position. And Juntilla, it was a nice run. Thought maybe that center back had held him on, but the STMA back line, disciplined in making sure that they weren't sagging, caught Juntilla in an offside position. Here comes Davis the other way. Davis is accomplished dribbler. His ball taken away from him. Opportunity for Katura. Katura feeds outside for Oliot. Katura continues his run. Oliot to the outside. Now he's dancing to the middle and slides that through. It's broken up. Bit of choppy play in the midfield, and finally it's settled down as STMA takes possession. That ball gets sent over the top. Rojas, outside of his penalty area, pops that up towards midfield. And despite the scoreline, the first 10 minutes of this half have not been particularly impressive by either team in terms of creating offense or scoring opportunities. Fans from both sides exhorting their team to put forth just a little more effort. And a foul there against the Wildcats. Referee took just a moment to bring the whistle to his lips, wanted to see if there was some advantage, and there wasn't. A little bit of frustration on the far side. As the Wildcat coaching staff and injured players, or non-dressed players, with a few arms in the air saying, where was the foul? Well, the foul was one of your teammates clattered into one of the Knights players. Ball comes in. Oh, nice. That's a nice flick on. Oh, that was a great flick on and a great save by Rojas. He read that completely. It was a good free kick. It was a great flick going to the far side. But Rojas seemed to have that measured. And just as easy as you like. What a nice save by Zach Rojas. That ball gets pitched up and over the top. And Katura was offside.
Wildcats offside is the call.
So Eddie Katura had strayed just into an offside position. Assistant referee right on the line. So indirect free kick for the Knights. And standing over that is Lakin. Bray steps in front of that one. Oliot. Watched by two. Bray now has a lot of extra company. Mason Axelrod switches the field. Comes back for Galbril. Galbri, excuse me. Axelrod pitches that over the top. Katura breaking his neck to get there, but he's not going to reach that one, as that was just too hard, too much pace. And STMA with 5 new substitutions. Dos Santos, Ukpan, Doyu, and Samankan all checking back in. And Bierman also checking back in. So 5 new fresh players for the Knights. This is headed towards Katora, but STMA gets there first. Axelrod to the outside. Oliot got dumped, but referee not having any of it, and this ball gets played down the outside channel and too far outside for STMA, and it'll be a blue throw. Ball comes towards Katora. Katora over in the corner. Burst to the middle. Taken away. Now Oliot. Oh, forgot the ball there. Now Zion Oliot's got it. On the end line. Around one player. And Schmoyer smothers it. So STMA looking for some offensive magic right now. They've had a couple of opportunities in this half to try to create some pressure on Rojas, but the header being the off from the free kick being the best example of that, but just not enough offensive pressure at this point. Let's see what STMA can come up with to dial it up maybe, and maybe get a goal soon and then give themselves some momentum. As we saw in the girls game earlier, the Wildcats had a 2-0 lead, conceded a penalty which was converted by STMA's Emma Quant, and that created a lot of a real burst of enthusiasm, of energy, of connected play for our STMA, and gave them a real chance to climb back into that soccer game. So let's see if the boys can dial up that same magic. This ball finds its way into touch again as Katora gives chase, but it's off of Timlin. Oliot is going to give that throw to Axelrod. And we've got some more substitutions coming on for STMA. Axelrod heaves that in. It's played away that time by Schmoyer. But unfortunately for Schmoyer, it goes back behind the goal for a corner. So Juntilla is going to stand over this and try his right foot. So Juntilla stands over it. He's got Johnson lurking. Juntilla's ball comes in flat. It's headed up high in the air, and Schmoyer climbs the ladder to get it. Nice play by Schmoyer. Almost got run over or knocked off it by Lakin, but in good teammate fashion, Lakin picked him up and made sure he didn't fall. This ball gets sent back to Schmoyer, and Katora is going to make him pick that up. Although in fairness, I think Schmoyer needs to, with a 3-0 deficit, Schmoyer probably doesn't want to be in a situation where he's inviting contact. This ball comes in towards Katora. Katora can be in an offside position. Katora turns, and Katora gets a hit, takes a hit, and he says, center referee says, get up. Katora was leaping in the air, and I think that's why the center referee said that's just not a penalty for me. A little bit of frustration for the Eagan fans, but have to agree with the center referee. If you're going to jump in the air like that, sometimes you're going to land awkwardly, and it may not necessarily be a foul. Oliot coming back to play that ball. Nicely done. That ball gets pitched forward, but it goes back the other direction. Still a substitute for STMA waiting to make his appearance as Axelrod has it on the far side near his own bench. Axelrod heaves this up looking for Katora. Katora muscles his way around the defense. He's 1v3. Katora try to feed this towards the middle. He does. And another corner coming up here for the Wildcats. Their third of the game, second of the half. It gives us a chance to thank our 2025 Eagan Boys and Girls Soccer Platinum sponsors, 401k Plan Professionals, and Ansari's Mediterranean Grill and Lounge. Eagan Hockey Association, Hy-Vee, Itasca Wealth, the Willie team of Edina Realty, John and Melanie Willie, Neb Doctors, the Realtor team of Pablo and Don Borian, Twin Cities Orthopedics, and Wave Soccer Club. Thank you to our platinum sponsors. So the referee has stopped the game momentarily. We have an injury. I think we may have... So we have Timlin for STMA. Memphis Timlin's going to be checked for a head injury. Referee says he looked like he got clipped in the head, so he's going to go off and talk to the trainer. Meanwhile, Juntilla is standing over this one. And Juntilla needs to wait until the whistle blows. So the center referee admonishing Owen Juntilla, you've got to wait for me to blow the whistle to put the ball in play. And he's absolutely right about that. Juntilla, I'm not sure what, Juntilla may have seen something he thought he was supposed to put the ball in play. He has to start the clock. Juntilla now launches that towards the back post, and no one's going to get a touch to that one.
Michael-Albertville.
So there have not been, as we approach 21 minutes gone here in this second half, into the 61st minute, we have not had any substitutions for the Wildcats as of yet. Juntilla plays that in for Coutura. Coutura lays that off for Johnson. Johnson goes the other way, has it taken off of his foot. Oliat's going to get to this momentarily. Let's see how much defensive attention he's going to draw, and he draws a lot. Ball comes in from Oliat. It's taken away that time by Schmoyer. Nicely done. Johnson gets it from Bray. Now Axelrod in an advanced position. Sends that forward. And I think we're going to have a corner on our hands, and we will. So the third corner of the second half. Fourth of the game for the Wildcats. And Juntilla will trot over from the far side of the field to take that one.
Corner kick for the Wildcats. Their fourth. 17, Owen Juntilla.
This one comes in towards Schmoyer, and Schmoyer confidently claims that one. A little bit of a bobble, but he got his hands on it. Now he's going to try to jumpstart the offense. And we're going to have ourselves a foul as Schmoyer was fouled by the Wildcat defense. Assistant referee flagged that one. Good call by the assistant referee. So a free kick opportunity here for the Knights. About 50 yards out. This comes down towards the penalty area. It's played out by Juntilla. Oliat's going to give chase. That ball will be played all the way back to Schmoyer. Oliat continuing to give chase. Pressure from Coutura. And that ball is not going to make it out. Juntilla is going to get on the end of that. Great play by Owen Juntilla. Slides it to the middle. Coutura mishit. And now it's cleaned out and cleared by the Knights. Everybody thought that ball was going to find its way into touch. Owen Juntilla said, not on my watch. And he made a great run down into that corner to save it from going out. Coutura was clearly in an offside position, but Juntilla was not when that ball was played. And so Juntilla with a real heads-up play. Now Coutura takes it off of his shoulder. He's dispossessed by Schmoyer. And that gets popped almost straight up in the air. Coutura with a little extra clear foul. Center referee having a talk with him saying, no more of that, young man. Ball gets put back into play very quickly by the Knights. And again, with just over 16 minutes to go, STMA desperately looking for something to get something on frame, maybe get a goal to create some offensive momentum. And a bunch of wholesale substitutions for the Wildcats and the Knights. So Schifraw and Smith both checking in for the Wildcats. Seehafer also coming in. Simonson also checking in. Axelrod with the throw on the far side. Seehafer making a run near Schifraw. Seehafer comes down with it. And that ball pitched forward towards Tesdall, who acrobatically tries to send that the other direction. Bray made a nice move and nice play on Tesdall's ball, but it gets over to STMA, who promptly puts it over into touch. So we're getting ready for a goalie switch here as Zach Rojas, senior captain Zach Rojas, is going to step aside and let Carson Knopik take the rest of this one. So that'll be a change as soon as the ball goes out and the Wildcats can make a successful substitution. Schifraw lays this off for Seehafer. Seehafer was looking for Oliot, but was broken up that time by the Knights. And a substitution, and now that substitution will take place as Zach Rojas will be withdrawn. Left side of your screen. And Carson Knopik will take his spot. So Knopik a junior, Rojas a senior. Wildcats well supplied with goalies at the varsity level. Schifraw gets ahead to it, but ball goes the wrong way. Doyu has it at his feet, tries to feed that forward. Kevin Katora, who also had checked in, finds Seehafer. Seehafer with a nice move, goes to the far side. Bray tries to direct traffic there, but I'm not sure anyone was necessarily following his orders. So he's got to go the other way to Axelrod on the outside. Simonson feeds Seehafer. Nicely done. Now Seehafer with it. He sends it over for Oliot. Oliot's going to get on the end of it. He does. Feeds it to the middle, but unfortunately Schifraw not able to spin his hips onto it. This falls for Simonson, and now Simonson is dispossessed. Simonson, good recovery, slows the momentum. That was a battle between Schmoyer and Simonson, and Bray comes out with it. Cats surely would appreciate at least one more goal, make this not only a resounding victory, but also have a little bit of momentum, because it seems as though the Wildcats have gone a little flat here offensively, certainly here in the second half. It seems like they could use a little something from one of their players, maybe one of their bench players, to create some offense and offensive excitement. Simonson unable to get on the end of Seehafer's pass. Smith dispossessed, and the Knights go back the other way. Watched by Katora. Smith on the back of Schmoyer. Schmoyer shrugs him away. Nicely done. And Katora sends that up towards Doyu. Remember Doyu, number 17 for STMA, playing on a yellow card. STMA tries to slide that through. It's broken up that time by the Wildcat defense. Seehafer over the top. That's a good ball for Oliot. Who's going to get there first? Schmoyer gets there first. Somebody on the defense needs to put that over into touch, as Schmoyer was well out of position. Credit to Schmoyer. He raced off his line. Oliot not giving any quarter and steering aside for the corner, the fourth corner of the half, fifth of the game for the Wildcats. The referee having a conversation with someone. So I think we have a substitution. So substitutions on this corner. Wildcats with a 3-0 lead, looking to get a little more. This ball comes in towards flat, and it's in the back of the net, as if on command. And the Wildcats off from the Oliot corner in the 71st minute. I could not pick out exactly who steered that home. It might have been Smith, it might have been Axelrod. I just could not tell from where I was, so I'm going to wait for the official announcement. So Mason Axelrod from Zeon Oliot. In the 71st minute, gives the Wildcats a 4-0 lead. And surely the outcome is set now for the Knights and for the Wildcats. But Oliot with the assist, Axelrod with the goal. He had a number change as, Knopik had to go high to get that one. Knopik nicely done. A rather acrobatic play, had some contact.
Previously for the Wildcats, back in the game, Iron Leon, number 12. Mason Axelrod, number 15.
So Axelrod opening his 25 account, wearing a goalie, as I said, a different number than in the program. In the program, he's number 6, but he's wearing number 15 tonight. So a foul there against the Knights. Not too many fouls here in the second half against the Knights, but the Wildcats have created some offense nonetheless from some of these set-piece plays. Wildcats in no hurry to take this one as we wind down into the last 8 minutes of this match. I'd like to thank you for joining us here on ETV Sports, whether you're from the greater Eagan area, STMA, the St. Michael-Albertville area, whether you're from Aberdeen, South Dakota, Knoxville, Tennessee, or parts unknown. Thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate it. As this ball gets sent in, looking for Seehafer. Gets parried away that time by the Knights. Almost taken away by Seehafer. Good battle between Seehafer and Semankan. Semankan now dispossessed by Smith. And Axelrod, little bit mishit on that ball and found its way towards, looking for Simonson, but found somebody in a white jersey instead. So the Wildcats looking offensively fairly strong. And center referee says there's another foul. Some frustration going back and forth. That foul looked like it was fairly high, maybe an elbow or something of that nature. But definite frustration on the part of some of the STMA players. The afternoon certainly has not gone the way they would have liked. And at this point, sometimes 14 to 18-year-olds can get a little frustrated. Free kick far side. Looks like Axelrod standing over it. Punches it forward with the left foot. Looks for Seehafer. Seehafer's hip hits it. This ball makes its way out. Mason Axelrod giving chase. Chipped back in that time by Leon. J-Run Leon coming in at an outside back position. Lincoln Axelrod coming back in, and Mason Axelrod checking out. Goal kick for Schmoyer on the right side of your screen there. So Eli Schmoyer, the goalie for the STMA Knights, very busy today. Schifraw gives chase, but it's intercepted that time by Axelrod. Now STMA goes the other way. Opportunity for Davis. Davis, good physical battle with Tesdall. Davis comes out with the ball, but he was going in the other direction, allows Tesdall to get up and get back into position. Schifraw into the last 5 minutes as Seehafer calms that one down. The ball finds its way backwards. Smith will give chase. Moncon to the inside. And finding a consolation goal for STMA would be huge for them. Here's a turnover, an opportunity for STMA. Good rally defense. And a foul as Moncon is taken down, number 6. And so a free kick opportunity here for the Knights into the last 4 minutes of play. Can the Knights steer this one on and create something dicey for Knopic? We'll find out. Davis, one of the best midfield presences for the Knights here today on the free kick. So a ceremonial free kick. We'll see what.
Not quite 10 yards off the ball. Like 8, 9 maybe.
In any event, the wall does its job. Wildcats will break. Schifraw couldn't come up with it. Lots of legs and arms all flailing about, but in any event, the STMA Knights come across with it. And they find their way out to Axelrod, who puts it into touch. Cats would love to keep a clean sheet. Knights desperately looking for a consolation goal. Something to hang on to as they drive back up I-94. That being said, for the Wildcats to make another state run, this is the kind of game you have to have where you take control of the game, you get up early on an opponent, and then you lock everything down. You don't concede. So 12 shots officially, 4 goals on 12 shots is not a bad number whatsoever. Schifraw tries to spin and turn. Doesn't quite come off for him. This is Hussein on the far side. Hussein had checked in. I had missed that one coming onto the board. And here's an opportunity as Tesdall is going to keep this to the outside. And he wins the throw off of Doyo. Wildcats still have some things to work out, no question about that. In terms of just working out their communication, there were a few chances that STMA had in the first half, where the Wildcats had some challenging communication on the back line, and I think created some more stress probably for itself than it needed to. So the Wildcats still need to work on that, but in terms of scoring goals and creating offense, they have demonstrated they've done a pretty good job of that with a couple of set piece plays, as well as a couple of goals off of or out of open play. And the Knights are big and strong, no question about that. Good effort, but haven't found the magic to be able to unlock the defense. They haven't found the coordination in the attacking third tonight that they really needed. As the sun comes out, bathes Wildcat Stadium in a glow of yellow. A minute remaining as Seehafer punches that towards the other direction. Simonson, now it comes for, oh my goodness, might have been over the top. That's offside on Shifra. So he has to wait until he catches the ball. And, of course, the sun came out right in the eyes of the center referee as he's looking over at the assistant referee. You can see, I can see from where I'm standing, center referee David Bland having to guard his eyes as he looks into this bright sunshine. Oh, late opportunity perhaps for STMA as Schmoyer was breaking. But in the end, Smith comes away with it, and Wildcats were certainly the better team here this afternoon. And they're going to deliver on a 4-0 victory over STMA. So after a sluggish start against East Ridge, unable to get a goal against East Ridge, they come out against St. Michael-Albertville and put 4 on the board. They keep a clean sheet. They scored early. They scored often. They locked STMA down here in the second half, and that's what they were looking for. For STMA, they have an opportunity for redemption against Maple Grove next Tuesday at Maple Grove. They'll be looking to create some more offense, have some more coordination, create something that's going to test or put the defense under even more stress. And they'll work hard all week in practice and try to make that happen. So for myself, Nathan Cron, for an award-winning ETV crew, thanks for joining us here on ETV Sports. Final score here from Eagan. Eagan Wildcats 4, STMA Knights 0. This has been a presentation of ETV Sports.